NASDAQ, the best performing index today, now less than 1% from its all-time high. Nvidia, big driver, getting very close to a new record as well. Seema Modi joins us at the desk with more on this. Just plowing straight forward.
This record run. And I think it brings up this question of, on Wall Street, how long can Nvidia's dominance last when it comes to AI chips? And the marketplace, as we know, is only getting increasingly more competitive. Here's what Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang told Altimeter Capital's Brad Gerstner on his podcast yesterday.
To me, when I think about a computer, I'm not thinking about that chip.
Right.
I'm thinking about this thing. That's my mental model, and all the software and all the orchestration, all the machinery that's inside. That's my computer.
Right.
And we're trying to build a new one every year.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Insane.
Nobody has ever done that before.
Right.
We're trying to build a brand new one every single year. And every single year, we deliver 2 or 3 times more performance. Mm-hmm. As a result, every single year, we reduce the cost by 2 or 3 times.
Wang also dismissed the idea of Nvidia being the next Cisco, which was at a similar position in the late 1990s and famously lost market share. He also said that computing tools, the need to curate more data, all underscore the important role Nvidia is playing. And he does not think AI will eliminate jobs. He looked at Nvidia, for example, which employs 32,000 employees with plans to get to 50,000 with 100 million AI assistants, which he says will increase the company's overall output. He also praised Elon Musk for the speed at which he's building a supercomputer in the span of 19 days, which he says typically takes about 3 years to plan, guys.
100 million AI assistants for the what? For the 50,000 employees that he expects?
Exactly. He's growing. He's looking to hire more people, go from 32,000 to 50,000. But coinciding with that, building out these AI assistants, which will help them run these models and launch AI applications.
Can they keep up that pace of a new offering every year? Is that sustainable?
That's the big question, right? With Blackwell, we are seeing those delays. Of course, we'll be getting earnings in November to get a better picture on the timeline and how much revenue they expect next year. But that's the timeline, is every year a new product that will be faster, cheaper, and better than some of the other alternatives. That's significant, especially when you think about Google, Meta, Amazon, all working on their own in-house chips as well.
All right. Thanks very much, Seema. Good to see you. Nice to have you here.
Welcome to a thrilling showdown on Wall Street. The buzz today is all about Nvidia and its astronomical ascent. What if we told you that a chip manufacturer could potentially overtake Apple as the world's most valuable company? That's right, Nvidia is on an incredible trajectory, flirting with a $4 trillion market cap, and the rally seems unstoppable. But amid this feverish excitement, there's much more under the surface. To get there, they'll have to overcome resistance from big giants like Apple and keep their momentum amidst fluctuating market conditions. Led by CEO Jensen Huang, known for his daring strategies and visionary outlook, Nvidia seems poised to revolutionize the AI landscape and much more. But is all this enthusiasm justified, or are we on the brink of a silicon bubble? Grab your financial glasses because we're diving deep into Nvidia's rise to the top, its strategies, market responses, and what these seismic shifts mean for investors. Hello, and welcome back to Investocracy.
Nvidia shares are up about 4%. Jim, what's the latest you've been picking up from your many conversations, both on air and off air, with many of the people who've attended Dreamforce this week and just been who you've seen in the San Francisco area?
Well, I think that we can listen to what Lisa Su has to say from AMD. What she told me was, look, NVIDIA's unassailable lead, but there's room for 2 because there is so much business. The demand I just keep getting is more and more and more. And the big joke out here is that some people really do have Blackwell, and it's going to be Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg. Because remember, last week, Jensen Huang had just become very emotional. Who gets his chips? I've not seen anything like this, David. It's like they're scalping him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's bad. He's had to deal with scalping before. But yeah, most people just say that Jensen is AI. We're waiting for others to kind of join his orb, but nobody has. That stock collapsed last night. It collapsed. It went from 15 to 13 as if it was some sort of small cap. Margarine, margarine, a knife through margarine.
Oh, yeah, look at that. But now it's higher. Yeah. And obviously we've got an S&P. Carl, that's a new record, right?
On the S&P?
Yeah.
This is an all-time high. And I think probably for the Dow as well, right? About 42K.
The one to watch is Nvidia. That was up 3.5. Now it's up 5. There was nothing wrong with Nvidia. but except for the fact that the long knot's been out for it because people think that Jensen can't possibly maintain the strength.
NVIDIA's story isn't just a flash in the pan. It's a narrative of innovation, strategic foresight, and a healthy sprinkle of tech wizardry. Founded to develop graphic processors for gaming, NVIDIA has since refurbished these into engines of AI transformation, a pivot that would make any venture capitalist offer a standing ovation. In 2022, as OpenAI's ChatGPT took the digital world by storm, NVIDIA's graphics processing units, or GPUs, became indispensable. Suddenly, everyone wanted a piece of the AI pie, and NVIDIA had the best oven to bake it. A comment by industry analyst Dan Niles succinctly states, "You'll see NVIDIA's revenues double over the next several years, and I think you'll see the stock double over the next several years." While that might come across as hyperbole, the numbers back him up. The company's revenues soared by 350%, with net income skyrocketing an astonishing 2,400% compared to the previous year. What's fueling this exuberance? It's none other than the influx of capital from the titans of tech, Meta, Amazon, Alphabet, and Microsoft, all of which have drawn NVIDIA into their AI spending spree, collectively shelling out tens of billions each quarter. But remember the old joke about stock markets. It's where you can wrestle with reality every quarter. NVIDIA's wildcard has been the high-demand Blackwell chips, leading to jaw-dropping performance metrics. Elon Musk ordered 100,000 of these chips for what's being dubbed the fastest supercomputer in the world. Jensen Huang himself noted the insane demand. They've essentially sold out for an entire year. Speculation about NVIDIA's share price surging past Apple is intriguing, yet quite plausible. But before we go any further, if you want to keep up with NVIDIA's latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market, so click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates. Now, back to the video.
So we're trying it. I have my eye on Nvidia. It's not yet made a higher, a higher high than the prior peak. So it's definitely still in this sideways mode. So I guess I'm going to reserve judgment as to whether this is, a change in character of this market that's been moving away from tech until we get a few more days of follow through.
Elsewhere, Nvidia up another 5% and now up about 10% from just a couple weeks ago. The stock's rebound has coincided with Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang's media blitz, recently touting the promise of accelerated computing at a number of conferences just this week at Dreamforce with Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff.
As it stands, NVIDIA's market capitalization is nibbling at the heels of Apple's fortress. They've even enlisted Foxconn to set up a large-scale production facility in Mexico, ensuring that supply won't stifle demand's enthusiasm. According to analysts at Morgan Stanley, the Blackwell lineup could inject another $10 billion in revenue before the year concludes. This projected windfall exceeds NVIDIA's own forecasts, suggesting optimism whether or not it materializes. A meme making rounds lately sums it up. Earning like NVIDIA means you're on a perpetual bull run, hooves smearing the competition. NVIDIA's PEG ratio, reflecting price against expected growth, is considered favorable when juxtaposed with Apple. With NVIDIA at 1.1 compared to Apple's loftier 2.4, market analysts like T. Rowe Price's Tony Wang proclaims it's more than a bargain. It's an opportunity. As amusing as stock market comparisons can be, Apple isn't shying away from innovation itself. Despite the lukewarm reception to its latest iPhone model, which saw its revenues dip in vital markets like China, Apple still banks on its service portfolio and an ambitious AI integration strategy, although it's having some growing pains. The situation forms a narrative thread resembling an epic chess match with strategic pivots and surprise twists. Ram Aluwalia from Lumida Wealth asserts that while the market's focus remains riveted on AI, investors should mindfully prepare for volatility should AI's spending plans ever falter. A twitch in the AI market could send jitters through Nvidia and broader chip sectors. But the consensus remains confident that AI investment will persist strongly enough to keep the wind in Nvidia's sails, at least for several more years. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
And Jim, there was the longer-term message out of Jensen Huang yesterday talking about the advances we're going to see primarily in medical science over the next 10 years, and in his words, something you don't want to miss. Listen to that.
Mark, I'm just getting started. These are my finest hours. We're just getting started. This is the best. Nobody should miss the next decade. Would you agree with that? The next decade of technology advance. Everybody, yeah. Dude, you're not going to want to miss this movie. Yeah, you're not going to want to miss this movie. I think the next 10 years, the breakthroughs that we're going to have in digital biology, the breakthroughs in just helping diagnosing disease, the breakthroughs in science. We're going to have so many scientific assistants.
Jim, what'd you think?
Look, I think this is, for Jensen, this and obviously just the plain old data center where he has inside all of his stuff. But yeah, what he's talking about is right now you have this disparate collection of records that would take maybe 10 years to sort through to find common genes of what causes cancer. And now it can be done in 3 or 4 days. This is the accelerated computing side, not just the generative AI side. And it is very exciting. Jensen comes in, and you have to understand that you may think that AI is something that is a bubble. And then this man comes in, he's of a different plane entirely, and he's basically telling you, look, we do not have the ability as humans to get things done, but the machines do. And he feels that the machines, David, are good guys.
Yeah, he does.
Run by good people.
As we summarize NVIDIA's narrative, there's no denying that the AI revolution has them cruising at warp speed. Positioned as both an AI catalyst and digital alchemist, NVIDIA seems poised to not only race past a $4 trillion market cap, but possibly nudge Apple from its pedestal of prestige. Fueled by insatiable demand for their pioneering Blackwell chips and a robust array of supporting services, the company is well prepped for future challenges in its relentless pursuit of dominance. Their share price still reflects major growth expectations, and many investors see it as a compelling long-term opportunity, even amidst market unpredictabilities. Niles Investment Management remains bullish, with projections hinting that NVIDIA's revenues and stock prices could readily double over the ensuing years. But what's your take on this fiery chess game of the titans? Will NVIDIA exceed its current stature to redefine the heights of corporate success, or will another disruptor eventually take center stage? Let's keep this conversation going, and as always, happy investing. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like NVIDIA have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there!